Thank you, Scott. And we are here to present some exciting news about CFM and Family Ministries. We're going to start with a quick report from Daniel on our summer ministries.
Yeah, well, we had a great summer in children's ministry here at Calvary. We had the opportunity to do 3 weeks of Spark Summer Camp, which I think you get a little snapshot of behind me. We were able to minister to over 150 kids over the course of the 3 weeks. So we're so grateful to the Lord for the children that He brought into our care. And we had a great time. We did biking, scavenger hunts, archery, hiking, and Pastor Jim's and my highlights of the week is, of course, chapel and small group time, where Pastor Jim led the kids through a series on uncovering the character of God, and we're still seeing the fruit of that in the kids' lives Sunday to Sunday. So really excited about what happened at camp this summer. We want to thank you, Calvary family, for all you did to resource us in this. Our retirees fellowship on Thursdays collected money for sponsorships for kids to come to camp, and they raised enough for dozens of sponsorships of kids to be able to attend camp who otherwise likely would not be able to come to a camp and possibly not get to hear the gospel. So really excited about that. And then we had over 50 people in our church family step forward to volunteer at camp, which was a great resource to us because we need our people. And the really exciting part for Pastor Jim and I this year is over half of them were adults who either were parents or teachers or took a week of vacation to help at camp. And we got to see a cool relationship form not only between the adult leaders and the kids, but also the adult leaders and the student helpers and the student volunteers, which was really neat. So thank you to you if you helped at camp this summer. We are so grateful for you. And in addition to that, the Lord resourced us with 4 summer students who we had with us all summer who major thank you to them. They helped us with camp for the first little bit, and then some other children's ministry throughout the summer. They were great, had a ton of fun. Long story short, I've ended up with a pet fish now in the office. So if you ever want to see Sparky, the children's ministry fish, stop on by. You can see him. He's doing well for now. But it was an exciting summer, so thank you. The Lord pulled children closer to Him who were walking with Him. The Lord brought children into new relationship with Him. So really exciting summer. Thank you, Calvary family. And now I think we got a video to watch to get a bit of a preview of what's happening on a Sunday.
5, 4, 3, 2,
and that is the new Spark City. And we are so thankful. I know I speak for our whole team when I tell you just how thankful we are and excited for this new space that we have to minister to kids in the morning, on Sundays, and throughout the week as well. So a few years ago, we started looking at some potential changes. The first one was to get rid of the red and go into the blue. Nothing political there at all. And as we started looking at potential changes for what we were going to do, we were really, well, first of all, we were really thankful that we had such a great, robust program already in place to start to build off of. So that was really important. But then we started to just think about some things that we could do to maybe give a little bit of a facelift. The first thing that we did, that you probably have already noticed, is our check-in desk that we have in the front lobby. An amazing addition in there. Special thanks goes out to Rick Reinsma for using his skills and his gifting to help build that desk. But we've just been so thankful. It's just been a warm and inviting place for families to come in. It's very clear of where new families are supposed to go. So we've been really thankful for that. The TV that we have over the desk also is going to provide some information to new families, to parents for serving opportunities, and for special events that are coming up. So that welcome desk is amazing, but it's also multi-purpose, so we are going to be able to use it for other events as well. And then secondly, we are thankful to our design team and our property team because our nursery area has gotten a bit of a colorful upgrade. It's not as gray as it used to be. It's a little more colorful, a little brighter, and so we give thanks for that. That's for our nursery, where we serve newborns up to grade 2 and into our preschool. Now, our preschool currently isn't actually running in the preschool area. It's running in a different classroom, but that's because of capacity issues, which we can talk about later. Now, you might also notice as you go downstairs, there's a new digital sign that's there. There's digital signage as you go down the stairs. With those, we're able to actually do countdown drop-offs, which has been really, really helpful for us because our leaders, as they're coming to get their room set up, aren't getting bombarded with kids an hour sometimes earlier than when we started. So that helps control traffic a bit, but it also gives directional information to parents as they're coming, where they're going to be picking kids up, all of those things as well. And because of the functionality of the sign, it's not just being used for Spark City or for kids programs, but it can be used for anything that we do in the church. We did recently use it for the missions conference. And beside the functionality of it, we both agree they just look really cool. Like, I love them. I just think they look awesome. Kids come in, they see it, and it's like they know where they're going, and that's cool. So as kids move upstairs, you're going to notice that we've added some design elements along the wall, along with some poster frames, and that's going to allow us to add some interchangeable wall features. And some of those things that we might be doing are things like our power verse, our memory verse challenges that we have. We'll post those up. Different events, different information that we want to get to the parents. That might include information about an event like our family Christmas service, which is coming on December 19th at 6 p.m. Mark your calendars. Or some of our power verses, like I said. On top of all of that, though, we've also added LED lighting up and down the hall. It's nice because when we're not using the lighting, you can't even see it, but when kids come, it just pops, and it's fully customizable. So we can change colors, we can change flash patterns, we can do all sorts of stuff with it. It's amazing. So for example, at Christmas, we can turn them red and green if we wanted to, but we have those. And finally, if you have been in Fellowship Hall at all, I'm sure you've probably noticed some lights hanging there. And some other lighting features on the ceiling. But there is a lot that's been going on down there as well that you might not see. One of the big things we did was we've gone from one screen downstairs to 2 screens. And what that does is it allows kids to be able to see the screens and any sort of digital supplements that we're using to our teaching, and they can see it from wherever they're sitting. Before, we used to have it right in the middle, which made it unique to teach because we were either teaching in front of the screen, so they couldn't really see everything, or we were off to a side, so half the room couldn't see us teaching. So it actually has become a huge benefit for us to go to those 2 screens. It also helps us just from a different line of sight. So you'll notice there's some white lights that are our spotlights that come down, which allow us to actually drop the lights, which creates a whole different learning environment for kids. And it's one that's a little bit more like this room, as opposed to a classroom, which was really important to us, is to provide kids with a church setting as opposed to a classroom setting. They get that all week. This needs to be separate and it needs to be distinct, and that's one of the things that we've been able to do there. We've also added some lighting, which you'll see. So when the worship stuff is on and when we're doing things, there's really amazing lights that are flashing, and it looks amazing. The whole room has just been transformed, and all of it is controlled by this permanent yet movable sound, video, and lighting table, which actually just slides into a cupboard, and we can control everything from there, which is really nice because tearing it down, bringing it back up for multi-purpose uses, it's always down there. It's just hidden. So that's been an amazing setup, and it makes an easy setup for our transition and fellowship hall. This has been a huge thing for us. We are so excited to see and have seen the fruit already of kids. One of my big things that I've said since the beginning of this project is I just want a kid to go to school one day and their friends say to them, "What did you do this weekend?" And their kid says, "I went to church." And they were like, their friend says, "That must be boring." He's like, "You don't go to the right church then." Or, "You don't go to church." Whatever. And we've actually seen families, we've watched kids now week over week bringing their friends to church who aren't churched. So we're actually seeing new families coming, and we're just so excited about it. Just a quick thank you, just public thank you to Mike Burkholder and to Dan for your amazing technical work that they've done on getting this all set up under Pastor Jordan's leadership. And to Shane as well, Shane Pfeiffer, who has designed our fancy new blue shirts, which we happen to like, and our nice name tags, but that's just because, they look awesome. Anyways, it's a lot of looking great. And lastly, to Pastor Kelvin, it's impossible to put icing on a cake that isn't there. And the ministry that Pastor Kelvin, under his leadership, built for years at Calvary for Kids Ministry has been an amazing cake that we've just re-iced it a little bit and brought it in. So thank you all for your support of what we do. We are so excited for Spark City.